We've got so much to discuss, including the first meeting in Oman between the United States and Iran over the Iranian's nuclear weapons program. Joining me now is the Senate chairman of the National Iranian Congress and author of the Comrade Ayatollah, Amir Fakhravar. Also with us, thank you, Amir. Also with us is U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel and President of Project Sentinel, Colonel Tony Shaffer. Gentlemen, that's heartbreaking news out of Ukraine in the video. It is absolutely devastating. Colonel, what do you think about what's happening there? This clearly shows Putin can't be trusted. He can't be trusted. He can't be trusted at all at this point.
No, the Russians are getting ready to return to the offensive. General Kavoli, incorrectly, when he was, he's commander of the European command, he said this last week that the Russians are on their last leg. They've been depleted. It's like, no, they're not. And anytime you have a senior officer coming to put that fiction out, it does not help the people of Ukraine actually understand that we have to do something to end this. Right now, the Russians are poised, Lydia, to return to the offensive. And if we can't find a diplomatic solution to this quickly, the Russians may well impose a military solution that we don't want and the Europeans can't stop. So this is very serious. I feel terribly for the people of Ukraine. But we've got to find a way to essentially stop the bloodshed before it gets worse. And I think at this point, I know President Trump's doing his best, but there's very little leverage we have at this point in time.
Amir, these people were gathering for Palm Sunday. These are civilians. We see the video right there. We see just regular people that were murdered in cold blood in the middle of the day. What do you think about this? I mean, is this? It's almost like spitting in the face of everything President Trump has been trying to do at this point.
Lydia, it shows the true nature of Vladimir Putin and his government over there. It's not just in Ukraine. The problem is Iran coming from Vladimir Putin too. And since I mentioned in my book, Comrade Ayatollah, that Iranian supreme leader even have been a agent of KGB. And it's right now Putin have the control of everything. And President Trump is at the point which can force them, Vladimir Putin and Iran's supreme leader. President Trump can force them to come to agreement. And it shouldn't be, if you're asking me, it shouldn't be any negotiation to give these monsters any legitimacy. It should be just tell them, are you coming on the table for these demands, or you will be doomed?
And, of course, Russia is hands in hands with Iran, which is the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. President Trump sending his Mideast special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and he sent him over there to Oman. They're trying to broker a deal to try to de-escalate Iran's nuclear capabilities. The White House releasing a statement which reads in part that the discussions were very positive and constructive. Colonel Shaffer, they are expected to meet again, the two parties, next Saturday as well. Is there hope here, or is this Iran the same way as Putin at this point?
No, I think we have to examine this from the perspective of leverage. So think about where we've started and where we've come from. In 3 months, the administration's been in for 3 months. The Iranians have went from, we're not going to talk to you. Well, we'll talk via proxy. Well, we'll talk to you in rooms close to each other. Now with a meeting and another meeting coming up. So this is progress. The question becomes, can we do a combination of carrot and stick? President Trump threatened the Iranians via the Houthi, via Hamas, via Hezbollah. We've attacked with the Israelis all of those targets. And we've said very clearly that we've put B-2 bombers in Diego Garcia, a very clear show of force, with the Carl Vinson, an aircraft carrier with F-35s, stealth capable that can go into the interior of Iran. So we're postured to take military action. The question becomes, can we show the Iranians an off-ramp, get them back into a positive course regarding elimination of the nuclear program? I think it can be done, but I think it's going to take some time, and we're making good progress.
Amir, I also want to get your reaction to an immigration judge ruling this week that activists, a student from Columbia University, this graduate student, Mahmoud Khalil, that the United States says was organizing pro-Hamas protests. You now have a judge saying that he can be deported because he is a security risk. We're hearing White House officials saying that he's going to be deported right away. What do you think about this? What kind of message does this send to others out there that are organizing these anti-American, anti-Semitic, and pro-Hamas events throughout our nation?
I want to make for this one as short as possible, then go back to the your question before. About Mahmoud Khalil, you know, I was a student activist in Iran, and I spent more than 5 years because of my student activities, because of my writings, my books. I spent more than 5 years in prison under Ministry of Intelligence and IRGC, and with a lot of tortures. They broke 50 bones in my body. I suggest Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, just please deport all these terrorists like Mahmoud Khalil to Iran, and they can have their student activities over there and have fun in Iranian prison there. Let's see that one. But to go back to the question before, I want to just make a short comment about that. You know, I'm glad White House used the word "the discussion," not the negotiation, because the thing is happening in Oman right now. It's not negotiation. It's regime is bankrupt in all aspects, and regime is not capable to come to negotiation table to ask for anything. But it's discussion. Just Steve Witkoff right now sending the strong message of B-2 bombers to Iranian supreme leader and telling them, look, either accept everything President Trump says or you will be bombed. And the U.S. Air Force has the capability to destroy entire, we are not talking about boots on the ground. The U.S. and Israel, they can destroy entire Iranian nuclear facilities, missile facilities, and then let the Iranian people to take care of the regime and destroy this mullah's regime.
God willing, it doesn't come to that. God willing, right? We don't want any more strife, any more conflict, any more innocent lives lost. But Iran, I don't know. Okay. We have to leave it there. Colonel Schaefer, Amir, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lydia.
Well, seeing